Welcome back. Fancy a breakfast with a bit more bite to it? Well, our chef has a real easy way to sweeten up your day.
Yes, granola is the perfect to eat as a snack or on top of yogurt or in milk as a breakfast cereal. Here to show us how we can make our own is Krissy Gibson. Good morning to you, Krissy.
Good morning,
Krissy,
ladies.
how are you?
We're making our own granola from scratch rather than buying it.
Yeah. You know, have you ever given your kids a granola bar thinking you'll feel better about it? But the truth is, you're not sure how much sugar is packed in those, and it happens to be quite a lot. So we're going to make our own granola today, and the great news is we know exactly what's in it.
Yes.
We are making one that's full of protein and antioxidants today. It's also really, really flavorful. We're starting with 115 grams of raw porridge oats, and that's the first staple ingredient of any granola. So this one I just have to take out of the oven.
So when you say raw porridge oats, just regular porridge oats?
Yeah, these are raw porridge oats. You can use really any kind. Just don't use the steel cut. Just use the simple instant oats. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, the next thing we're going to add to that is pistachio nuts, which are beautiful. Now, these are raw pistachio nuts, and they are chopped. And we're going to chop them up because that really releases all of the flavors. And pistachios are really aromatic. We're going to go ahead and dump these in. We're using 11 ingredients today. And sorry about that, ladies. We're using 11 ingredients today. And the great news is, you know what? We just throw them all into a bowl. And that's it.
Is this one of those recipes, once you do it once, you just realise how easy it is? Yeah. You have most of the ingredients, so you just need to top up and do it weekly or monthly.
I'm glad you said that, actually, because there is a little planning involved in this. You said you'll have most of the ingredients, and you may not. There's one ingredient in this, which I'll go ahead and throw in, anise seeds. You know star anise?
Yes.
Here, I have an example of it. Now, star anise, we're all familiar with, and we might often get in our Indian food maybe. But how often do you see anise seeds? Do you say anise or anise? How do you say it?
We say anise seeds.
Okay, so these are anise seeds, which are the seeds from star anise.
Yeah.
Okay, now you don't want the star anise. You want to look for anise seeds. You might find that it's tricky, though. So I was just saying, it might take a little preparation. You will always find a bag of anise seeds at a halal grocery store.
And do you definitely need them, do you think, for the flavour?
Oh, yeah,
You'd notice
totally
if you didn't look at them.
So you're not going to replace them with something else.
It really adds something special to this. It adds sort of a different dimension to your granola. It gives it a bit of body. Do you know what I mean? So you'll find anise seeds, maybe not at Tesco, but you'll find them in the spice section of your local halal grocery store.
But worth looking for.
And you can also borrow them from me, because I'm a great neighbor. A cup of sugar, a couple tablespoons.
You have it all.
Could be sorry you've put that offer out there.
So 15 grams of anise seeds, 100 grams of light muscovado sugar, and Aiden and I were having a conversation about this because one of our viewers, Breege, couldn't find light muscovado sugar for her rhubarb bread that we made a month or so ago. You know, I know that Tesco and Dunn's both carry light muscovado sugar. You do want light muscovado sugar and not dark. The thing is that with Brexit, I think there's a bit of a delay on sugar.
Because I would tend to just chuck in what I have. If it says muscovado sugar, I just throw in
some brown sugar.
Something that looks like it.
Yeah.
You don't want demerara. You don't want dark muscovado sugar. You want light muscovado sugar, and I'm telling you...
You're very fussy today, Krissy.
Am I?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Simon's not here. Somebody's got to fill into the fussy. So you can get them at those two stores. 40 grams of white sesame seeds, We're using 85 grams of flax seeds, I love flax seeds, and that's kind of a lot. 70 grams of raw pumpkin seeds.
Lovely.
And then 7 grams of salt, That's just a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Now, we've got all of our dry ingredients in here, and we're just going to mix them up with our hands, Now, we're adding 3 wet ingredients today. And like I said, it's 11 ingredients. We just mix them all in one bowl. So we have 2 egg whites. We have, 100 grams of honey. And then we're going to do 60 mils of olive oil.
Okay, lovely.
So we know everything that's in our granola, we can feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, it's pretty healthy so far, isn't it?
We just mix this up.
And there's still got the sweetness because of the aniseed
It
and
will,
the sugar.
and you know, we've got actually a bit of sweet and salty because we added the salt. I wouldn't suggest you skip the salt.
Okay.
It's not a huge amount, but it really sort of, you know, complements the honey and the muscovado sugar. So look, that's it. Look at that gorgeous color. The pistachios and the flax seeds really make this look beautiful. So easy peasy, that's done. We're going to put it in a dry baking tray, all right?
So, okay, so you don't need to line it with parchment, or?
You don't.
Okay.
Dry baking tray is fine. Now, we're going to put this in the oven. After we're going to flatten it out. We don't have to pat it down, but you want to use a tray that has a lip on the end so that it doesn't come out. It's going to be, you know, probably less than an inch thick. You could use a tray that's slightly larger than mine. I grabbed the last one I found available.
Okay.
So look at that beautiful color. Now, that goes in the oven at 150 for 35 minutes.
Okay.
After 35 minutes, you need to take it out, and we're going to flip it.
Oh.
You're going to flip the pieces because, look, the top is nice and brown.
Okay, you need to move it around.
You do. So we're going to flip the pieces, and that is not as hard as it sounds. All right?
And you're just breaking it up there, which of course is totally fine because you'll be cutting it later.
You can use a regular spatula as well. So look, I've just sectioned it into 4 pieces. I flipped them over, no big deal. And now I'm putting it back in for 10 minutes.
Okay.
After 10 minutes, your granola is done. So let it cool, and you can cut it up while it's still warm into the shapes you want, or you can just break it up off your tray. I love to eat mine with milk in the morning. Laura, you have milk, and Anna, I put your granola on top of a bit of yogurt.
Lovely.
If you don't feel like having it with dairy, you can just try a bite on the side because I gave you each a couple of granola bars as well.
Thank you. And your
So
lovely,
give that a
pretty
try.
floral bowls and everything, Krissy.
See? So, somehow I must have known it would just be us ladies.
I haven't seen the breakfast rolls yet, but I'm gathering this is very pretty by comparison.
I think so. I'm just worried we're going to fill up and then just be behind the lads.
Don't fill up, they said it
Krissy,
earlier.
this is such a great idea to have them just for little allowances, for a snack, for the kids when they come home from school. I don't know about yours, mine are always starving.
You can save this in your kitchen in a sealed container for up to 2 weeks. It stays fresh. What I do is I double the recipe because I have a big family, and I save it in containers all week, and I eat it with milk in the morning, and I grab a bar in the afternoon.
That is so good.
Isn't that
delicious.
good?
Taste of the aniseed, you really would miss that, you're right.
And the salt
Isn't
and the
that great?
sweet, but you didn't put a lot of salt in.
I didn't put a lot of salt in it, but you want it. You want that little bit of salt in there, and the aniseed, do you see what I'm talking about? The aniseed just adds a different depth to it, and you do want to look for it. Feel free to email me, ladies, if you can't find it, and I'll give you some.
Hook us up.
There's like an underworld of aniseed, is there?
No, you know what? It's
A
always
wink and a
sold
nod.
like this.
Oh, God.
It's always sold like this.
That's delicious. And you know, it's not burnt, but it's kind of roasted, isn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, lovely.
So good.
We crisped it up a little bit.
Krissy,
Thanks
thank
so
you.
much.
I will
What a
definitely copy
treat.
that.
We'll have that for dessert later.
Yeah, exactly. Right, after the break, we are going for it. It's only the biggest breakfast roll in Ireland, and we're getting stuck in, apparently. Stay with us.